Yes.
Compound Coalition here with Brandon from 3H Survival. You got merchandise out there?
Yeah.
Karita Lee, how are you? Can you hear us? Can you confirm that we have audio? Nobody's saying we don't yet.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's only one person on here.
I'm going to find it.
Paul Bennett.
Potato. Does not. Nice and clear. Perfect.
Nice and clear. All right. So we're going to do this as a live. We're recording the podcast right now, but we're going to do it as a live when it is over. And we're doing it as a live because we're going to give away a tool bag. And then as soon as it's over, we're going to delete the live, and then it will load up as the video on membership probably, or wherever we load it, however that goes. What's going on, guys? How do we meet?
So through Brandel. He was videoing for me for the Tattooing 101 channel for a while, and he was talking about you, and I was like, oh yeah, that dude seems cool. And Brandel was like, oh, you need to come out, and just time, it was hard to get time away, and that was before I realistically even knew that I wanted to kind of get into the field of preparedness, survival, guns, all that stuff. And I just kind of came out one day. We did a podcast, and
You didn't come out until you found out we were the High Point guys, the Glock guys.
yeah, true, yeah.
Till you heard High Point, you didn't want nothing to do with us.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, these are my people.
And what are we going to do today?
I think we're going to answer some questions. Are we going to do that? There's a couple questions on
We're
there.
gonna do a few questions. We're going to go inside. I'm going to teach you how to sew.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be easier for me to teach you to sew or you to teach me how to tattoo?
Well, you've had experience tattooing before. You've done a few.
I've done many tattoos.
And I've sewed up some cuts for some.
Have you?
Yeah. I used to sew like leather.
On whose sewing machine?
Mine. I got a cheap sewing machine at Michael's, and I would break a ton of the.
This is going to be way different.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I was in a motorcycle club for a little bit, and they asked if I could sew, and I was like, yeah, I've sewed like my shirts and stuff. So
people come in here all the time. I'm surprised. Actually, we got four people not here today. We have a lady that came in a couple days ago, super happy, like super happy, maybe chemical happy, and I'm always like, can you sew? Oh yeah, I sew on an industrial machine. Oh yeah. Where have you sewn? Well, at home. It's never an industrial machine. Yeah. And her husband's there. That's always a weird one when the husband comes to look for a job with the wife or the woman. And he's like, she can macrame, and she knits, and she crochets. I'm like, that has nothing to do with sewing.
Yeah.
And we put her on it. She couldn't sew. She's learning, though. Like, usually we're like, look, here's the deal. You come in on your own time, put in, you can be here the whole day. We'll feed you lunch, whatever. And but it's on your time. Once we feel you're ready to sew on our stuff, we will put you on payroll. And it takes a few days usually. And 90% of them never come back. She came back. I'm surprised she's not here today. But it's very different than running a home machine. Just because you can sew on a home machine is not running these bigger machines. Yeah. It's a little different.
I'll say that anything you want to learn, it just takes time, I just got last night all the stuff because I've spray painted my rifles forever, but I was like, I'm going to get into Cerakoting. Like, just using the Cerakote, it holds up better, it looks better, and you could do more with it. So I ordered all the stuff last night, and it's...
So you're going to do Cerakote in lieu of, like, just spray paint?
Yeah, like Cerakoting my rifles, probably some motorcycle parts, stuff like that. And, yeah, so that's going to be a new part of the channel coming up real soon.
Scully's got a dude that's really good.
Yeah.
And that dude does not charge enough money.
Yeah.
And then does he know? We know some guys that do Cerakote, like real big level Cerakote stuff. Close. Like he could probably take you out there and see the operation and
That's
shit.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody reviews. What's up, Basement Op? Scully is out of state right now. He's got a couple things going on. So he wasn't able to make it in today. I am unclear as to when he will be back. But it'll be shortly. So Brandon ran out. Today was a good day to do that, and then we're going to do some sewing. I got him and another guy. We got 3 machines in the garage, and we're just going to unthread the machine, show them how to thread it, how to change the bobbins, start like from the beginning, which you've never seen on any of my videos. And we'll sew around on some material, just let them run the machine, get the feel of the pedal and how to, brake with the pulley on the side. And then we'll build something. And if they get through that, we will build a second something. I know how to spray varnish. Right on. Let's jump over. There was a couple questions over here.
We'll see if by the end of the day I could get fired before getting hired.
Max says, hey guys, your Instagram looks really good, like in the shorts you were posting. Any idea on what you want to do with your social channels?
So my social channels are realistically just a place to where another platform for people to kind of see me. Not everyone is on YouTube looking through videos. I know I do, because I know that that's a place you can find it, but Instagram is a really easy place. You get stuck on it. It's like Facebook. You're just on it looking through reels, and you do that forever. YouTube is more for, I would say, long form content, even though they are pushing their shorts. It's a whole lot easier to get stuck on Instagram and Facebook than it is on YouTube.
I get stuck on YouTube.
Do you? I find if I'm on YouTube, I guess everyone's different.
I'm stuck somewhere when I'm sending you shorts from there.
Yeah, true. And yeah, so it's just another platform that not everyone can see you on YouTube. Having more platforms are just bigger reach for you to be able to reach out to more people. So I kind of use that as a landing page to kind of get noticed. And also, I'm pretty good with Instagram, using it for tattooing and all that stuff. I kind of understand how Instagram works, how to kind of be seen by people. So it definitely does help as well.
Do you understand how to do targeted marketing on Meta?
I do. I usually just, honestly, I usually just pay people to do it, because, if you want to get the most out of kind of like what money you're putting in for like marketing and stuff, it's better to go to experts. Do you
have someone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Is that person in-house?
No. It's someone in another country that's really good at it. So
Got it.
Yeah, so I'll usually just go through them.
But you're pretty much booked up all the time anyways. You have as much work as you want,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, that's not an issue at all. But if I'm like running a promotion for the tattoo studio, that's when I would be like, okay, I don't have time to come up with the best sources of content for this. Just give me some scripts, I'll film the video, and then we'll push it out. And then he knows how to target those people, based on the area, trying to get people from Nashville instead of the surrounding area that I'm in. He knows how to target people. So I could learn that, but based on the return of my time, it's better for me to just be the dude making content, because that's what I'm good at,
We got a kid in there that he wants to be a knife maker, he wants to be a knife sharpener, he's just looking, he's not sure what to do. And I go, dude, you want a fucking license to steal, man. It used to be like pawn shop, right? Pawn shop was a license to print money. And I said, learn social media marketing, because you can go to any business, especially if it's a successful business. It's typically an older person that has it, and they're busy doing what they do. And if you can walk into a business and go, hey, I ran this ad and I used all of your company's information, and this is how many click-throughs it got. What I'm here to do is I want you to hire me, but the way you're going to pay me is you're just going to pay me 10% of sales that come through here. The way we're going to be able to track these is because we're going to use a cookie, so that anything executes, we can both see it. So I want 10% of the sales in a week period or a 30-day period or whatever. And if you go into 10 different businesses doing that, you're set, man. And you can do that from anywhere in the world.
And there's people that I know, in Bali and all across the world, that learned how to become marketing geniuses from YouTube. Like, you don't have to go to school. Like, it's something that you could do anywhere in the world and make a ton of money. Like, it's a very big skill set with nowadays, because everything is online. Like, that's needed. If you own your own business, you don't realistically have the time to push it and spend the time, viewing the analytics, all that stuff, to be able to profitably make it happen. So paying someone, you could...
Yeah, everything is social media marketing now. Like, if you're not on social media, you're not in business.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're not, and even if you are in business, you're not in business the way you could be. And you're missing all the easy money by not using social media. I mean, if you look at like Black Rifle Coffee, any of those dudes, you look at Matt, Carricker, Off the Ranch, Demo Ranch, like all that shit, Bunker Branding, all that stuff, that's all from social media. Like, and when you really get successful, you don't have to do the bullshit you were doing, because now you are a social media company.
Yeah,
And that gets you access to so many different people. That's how everybody came together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Demolition Ranch just put a video up of he hung up the towel.
That's what he's saying. I mean,
Yeah.
he's said that before too.
True.
And
Yeah.
maybe he is, or what does that really mean? Does that mean Matt's not doing those videos? That means
True.
somebody else
Yeah.
is going to take over, or he's putting his kid in place to start, a channel.
Yeah.
Like what's really happening? Who knows?
Yeah, very true.
They've got so much shit going on, and he's tied in with Donut Operator and all those other companies.
Yeah.
They do all their. I think they actually cut all their videos too.
Really?
I don't know that, but I have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Bob. Bob, what's up, man? Are you going out to Ohio for the
I'm
live
not.
tissue lab?
No, I was going to. I had the roof in my tattoo shop leak, so I had to invest some time and energy into getting that fixed up, because that was a whole situation. So I'm not able to this time. But I talked to Chuck. There's a few ones coming up that I'm going to get into one of his classes, and going to go to Radio Made Easy in North Carolina, or he might be doing one closer to here. I'm not sure 100% yet.
I know there's talk of one coming up in Nashville at a hotel.
Yeah,
at a convention
Yeah,
room.
we'll see.
You
That's
should
not
go there
confirmed.
just because he's there. You should
Yeah.
go see what they got going. You'll meet a lot of people out
Yeah.
there. Same at Bob's. You'll meet a bunch of
Yeah.
people there. When are we doing another live doing rigs? We might do a live today doing rigs. I'm not sure if I can get somebody to stand there and hold the iPad, because Brandle's going to be running a camera. I'm teaching 2 guys to sew today who have never he's touched a sewing machine, but the other guy has not. So
I've not touched a sewing machine as intimately as you has, though. Very, very not good.
yeah, well, I mean, I thought I could drive out on the track just like all the other guys until I'm in there with a professional race car driver.
Yeah.
I've got thousands and thousands of hours of driving, but not like that dude did.
Yeah.
It was more fun to sit in the passenger seat while he drove the
I
track.
believe it.
So we might do some live today. On this video here, we're actually filming. This is a terrible fucking Compound Coalition video. We're actually, I don't know that we'll even put this up. The plan was to do this and give away this tool bag to someone. So we're running it live right now, and then we were going to delete the live afterwards and post it up as the Compound Co. But there's really no information in here.
Yeah.
So I think we're just doing a live right now. The winners from February have not been picked yet. It's fucking snow and mud and ice, and we just don't have the bodies here to do it the way we need to do it. The winners from the contest, the grand prize winner will get a 32-inch rifle case, a deplorable bag, and a super kit bag. First place winner gets to pick one of those 3. Second place gets to pick between the remaining 2. And the last place winner, the third place winner, gets the remaining bag. That's how that'll go. And we're going to let you guys do them in your color choices. I love that sweater. It's awesome. Oh, we focused in on... Yeah, I like this too. I like this a lot. We did beanies. We've got coffee cups.
Is that a new sweater?
No, this is... And it's a hoodie. It's not a fucking sweater, weirdo.
Didn't someone say sweater? Or did I?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always weird when you hear sweater.
Yeah.
It's like from their Canada or
It's a
something.
nice sweater vest.
Yeah. Brandon, what's the best way to vet a tattoo artist? I'd just ask how many asshole tattoos they've done.
I'd never did one.
You're not a very good tattoo artist. then.
Yeah, I'll get there someday.
I've done more butthole tattoos than you have.
Yeah, true. I would say the biggest questions that you want to ask are how long they've been tattooing. Not that time is a good reflection of what they could do, because there's some people that I teach that are, open up their own shops and killing it, and they've only been in the industry 3 years.
But are they doing good tattoos?
They are, yeah. Yeah. Like Phil.
How
the
many
dude that I
guys
had
have you?
come out
How
here.
many guys have you trained that opened a shop and are killing it and aren't doing good tattoos?
Pretty much. It just depends. Like the private coaching, they
Come on,
all.
there's somebody just came into your head. Surely,
Well,
you're
I
like,
definitely
I
don't
know
remember
who
their
that guy
name.
is.
I definitely don't remember their name if that did come up. But realistically, it's with everything else. Like there's just some people that don't have the drive to get it done, and then some people that do. It's if you have the information, you could do literally anything. It's just, are you going to do it? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, I want to versus I'm going to. When a dude's like, I want to do this thing. No, you don't. You don't want to do it. I'm going to do this thing. Well, then how come you haven't done it? But we're one step closer to it actually fucking happening.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think Evan from Radio Made Easy, when he came in, I don't think he said, I'm thinking. Here, let me do Evan. I'm thinking about opening a shop. I think he said, I'm going to open a radio shop. And I said, no, you're not. You're not going to.
There he is.
Yeah, he's in here.
He's doing it.
Are you doing, we were just talking about your radio before you got on here. Are you doing a class in Nashville coming up? Give me a second. I just had an idea, bro. How many, who all's on here? Leave a comment if you're still here. Hey, speaking of Doge, do you guys leave a 1 in the chat or a 2 in the chat? Doge, you think that what they're doing is awesome and you want them to find all this money and give you some kind of refund or not pay taxes? Put a 1 in the chat. Or number 2, you in fact are a corrupt politician or draw welfare and you get paid by stealing money from people that actually work. Put a 2 in the chat if that's you. DH, what's up? Homestead, Chuck, what's up? We were just talking about you a minute ago. Your ears burning. Peter, what's up? Have you guys, I didn't wear, I have my new shirt on. Have you seen the new shirt? Are you on our affiliate? Are you on our influencers list?
I don't think so.
Amanda doesn't send you a shirt?
I know we talked about it like a couple times.
What the fuck's going on here?
It's
Damn,
really high
them so
up.
high you can't even fucking see them. I have a Doge shirt. Anyways, there's a Doge shirt under here somewhere. Planning Wednesday, Thursday after next SOE party, Nashville area. Nailing down a venue. Right on.
Nice.
Uncensored, what's up? Henry Flores, how are you?
I will be there for sure.
Broke out of jail for this live. I worked there. Right, Cody, what do you do at the jail? Do you work in the women's jail? Do you see a lot of... I'll bet there's some big penises in the women's jail.
I bet they're huge.
Huge. Did you see Trump said they're going to pull all the fucking trannies out of the jail and put them where they belong?
I did not hear that, no.
So he's going to take all those... I don't even know what they are. I guess they would just be chicks with dicks in the women's prison, and they're going to take them and put them back in the men's prison. They're like, well, that's highly dangerous. They would be victims. Well, they're fucking in there victimizing all the other side.
Yeah, I would say that they'll probably do just fine.
Cody Mays, you're a teacher, man. Right on. Brandel Media 3. Brandel's down for both. He likes the 2 plus the 1.
Jeez, buddy.
You bought my first Bitcoin last week. You bought some Bitcoin or you bought an entire Bitcoin?
Yeah, because that's
pretty
what,
baller.
63,000?
No,
it's like 100.
Yeah, it's way.
Oh,
yeah. Gold's over $3,000 right now. You might see some weird shit happen over the world. What do you think about the million of people above the age? Yeah, the million above. How about the dude that's 360 years old?
There's one person that's like been around since before America was actually called America, and he's on Social Security.
Yep. The real question, you know what they're panicking over is when they start tracing where that fucking money's all going.
Absolutely, because it's going somewhere.
Yeah, shifty shift there. They cut up the hot dogs before being served in county jail on the female side. Is that true, Ben? So the chicks can't take them back to their bunkhouses? Heading to tactical response in 2 weeks for some training. Do you guys have a store? We do. We're typically 9 to 5. So if you get in town on Friday, try to stop by earlier. A lot of times the gates will still be open, but we just typically say 9 to 5. Yeah, vampires. That actually, have you heard all the conspiracy theory about the Red Cross and the blood drives and shit are actually for vampires and stuff? Is that what we're about to find out? There's some Blade shit going on?
Yeah, there's like all the alien stuff turns out to be vampires.
How do I find out if my dead mom is still receiving payments? Well, what they're saying is you have, if it's going to the local level, right? If grandma passed away and then your mom was just going ahead and cashing her check, and then your mom passed away and now you're so it's multi-generational fraud. But I think what you're going to find is it's way fucking beyond that. Like, all those payments aren't going to individuals, but are going to one avenue. I think that's what you're going to find out. And still, some of it could even be like black budget CIA shit or black budget government stuff, but it's probably corrupt politicians.
And if it is, they have some, high-tech planes that they have to show us for
Yeah.
hiding all that. you
Yeah.
know?
I'm seeing a lot of stuff online about hot dogs not being allowed in women's prisons.
Really? That's a legit thing.
Like they chop them up.
That's wild.
So they can't.
Yeah. Little dingery dooski.
Yeah, but they make all kinds of shit in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can Alaskan pipeline it where you freeze your own poop.
What? That was-
Alaskan pipeline.
That is wild.
How did you know about that?
Can't say.
It's fucking weird. You been in jail?
Twice.
You been in jail? What have you been to jail for?
Have you really?
Hey, listen, when I was 12,
Oh,
I
okay.
was held
was
overnight.
12.
That doesn't
I was
count.
held overnight.
That
12.
doesn't count.
They tried to torture me by not giving me too much Hawaiian punch.
Did they cut your hot dog?
One of my clients is a blood bank in Santa Barbara. There's all kinds of weird shit around the blood industry. Fucking insane shit around the blood industry. Still wouldn't be the craziest thing I've seen or heard of in a prison. Beanies with tiny weenies. Retirement based on the speed of a mine shaft. Yeah, and then they gave him shit. And have you noticed that everything now is an informant, right? A undisclosed informant, meaning like what happened to facing your accusers? But they're like some anonymous person came out that works at the mine and said we don't have elevators. Okay, they're fucking lifts, whatever. They're not fucking for people, whatever. It's still a fucking elevator. When will the IRS go down? Yeah. How is it they hack all these fucking places but the IRS doesn't get hacked? Anybody think there's gold in Fort Knox, and why are they giving him such a hard time about going there?
I would say it's either two sides of the spectrum. There's nothing there, or there is a ton of extra in there that they've been lying about.
Well, they got busted. They audited one of the vaults over in Europe or somewhere, or Greece or something, and they found duplicate serial numbers on some of the bars, and when they started testing them, they found that they weren't real. They were counterfeit gold
Really?
bars. They were like lead covered in gold. So there's some speculation as to that. Now, we've dispersed gold all over the place to prop up different areas, right? So they can basically take that gold in their vault and then take loans and such against that.
Yeah.
And the speculation is that our gold is over in other places that we wanted to stand up and prop up for their economies. And now we're calling it back in because our gold is not here. It's actually been used on multiple different sets of books.
Gotcha.
And isn't the amount of gold left in the world only like 50 yards by like 25 feet tall or something?
Say that again.
I think like the amount of actual physical gold in the world is only like 50 yards to a football field by like 25 feet tall.
So I
Really?
hadn't heard that. I know places are buying gold left and right. They're all over the place buying gold. They had to shut down markets. People were buying so much gold they didn't even have the gold to be able to sell it and ship it.
Wow.
Paul
It's a
Bennett
nice
says,
time.
"How are you, Brandel?" Chuck says, "How are you, Brandel?"
Sedated.
Sedated. Are you guys going to the anti-pedo? He means ruckus. Put on by Bear this year. That'll be over in Arkansas. I only bought $40 worth so far, but it's a start. Cool, Calvin. How did you buy that? You're the Bitcoin dude, right? Are you aware? For instance, Cash App. That's how I tell people who are starting out to buy it because it's so simple to do it. You can do a reoccurring buy every day, so it'll just buy $5 of Bitcoin every day, or $10 or $20 or whatever. Cash App. That's how I tell people to buy it exactly. That's the simplest way to do it. And then you can have people pay you for services through Cash App and immediately buy Bitcoin with that also.
So here's a question. How do I, if I'm wanting to buy something with my Bitcoin, how do I do that through Cash App?
Convert back in. You're going to send them. If it's me, you're like, hey, bro, can I just give you Bitcoin? You can send me Bitcoin.
Okay.
Now, you can also convert and sell the amount you want and then Cash App me the cash. And if I don't have a Cash App account, you can have a debit card on your Cash App account.
Got you. So if I'm wanting to buy something that I don't necessarily want to be trackable with cash.
It's still trackable because
But-
Cash App has a record of it.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Don't talk to me about it. I don't need to
Well,
know.
no, I'm
whatever
not
you
saying
got going
with
on.
that, but like just transferring
So
Bitcoin.
I order Tadalafil
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and I use Bitcoin.
That's what I'm talking about.
When I go to check out, they have a Bitcoin address and then when I go to send the Bitcoin, I just take that address and I put it in there, who I'm sending it to. And
Okay,
it sends the
yeah.
Bitcoin out of Cash
Look
App.
up like Lightning Node. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know Jack will come in and be like, "Hey, I want to send you $5 of Bitcoin."
Yeah.
And people are like, "I don't have Bitcoin." He's like, "Let me show you how easy this is. Give me your phone." And he'll do it just as an example to show people how simple it is to use Bitcoin. Like you could go in with Bitcoin and an app on your phone and a point of payment service, and the cashier has no idea that you paid with Bitcoin. As far as their transaction on their end, it looks like you paid cash.
Okay.
They
that
have
makes
no
sense.
idea.
Yeah.
Max says, "Hey, just saying, hey before I have to move an entire parking lot of appliances. Hope you all are well. I'll listen later." Right on, Max. Is it cold where you're at? It's pretty cold here for here.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
would
18.
not wanting to move appliances right now.
Caused medical issues for removal out of the vagina. My brother is a former CO. How does it? The hot dog's not. They get stuck in the vagina. That's a big hot dog.
Or a big vagina.
Or a very undersized vagina.
Or, yeah.
15 degrees. Yeah, it's chilly here. I haven't invested in gold, but I'm investing in brass. You're probably going to be more profitable in brass. Any time where ammunition's gone up or down or anything, I mean, if you're buying bulk ammo, it is always profitable. Guns have always been profitable too. I mean, that's just through history. If you'd invested, like I bought an SP89, like an MP5K. Mm-hmm. I bought an SP89. The first one I bought was $600. The second one was $900. The third one was $1,100 when I bought them. When I sold them, I think I sold them all for $2,800 each, and that was back to a gun shop, at the time. And they came from gun shops.
And that's the same with like I looked at a Scar that I should have bought 7 years ago. They were going for like
Scar Heavy.
Yeah,
was the clone correct?
I believe so. Yeah, I mean it's been a very long time. Clone correct.
Clone correct. We need to do a shirt that says clone correct.
Dude, that's so funny because I was literally on Gunbroker last night and saw a ton of people being like clone correct, and then it hit me what you told me about that because I had no idea what that meant.
Correct. What? Didn't you just buy it from FN? Like, isn't it a fucking Scar? What do you mean clone correct?
Would you just make like a rifle made out of every different rifle? And just put clone correct.
Yeah,
I just put like
weird.
a stormtrooper on there.
Yeah.
And some Star Wars guy's losing his mind right now. That's not a clone trooper.
Was there another question on the...
Yeah, I think on Patreon. It says, let's see. I am in possession. Oh, it says, I am passionate about organization, and I find it inspiring to see how others implement it in their lives. How do you personally organize your time? Do you use a planner, an app, or a calendar, or just keep it all in your head? What system have you found to work best for you?
Yeah, so human minds are not meant to keep and retain information. We're very great at being able to do things and learn new things, but retaining information about things that you need to do, we're not that great at. You need to come up with what works for you. What works for me isn't going to work for everyone. Find that. If you work better with pencil and paper, get yourself a calendar. I work better because everything's on my phone. I'll set timers for myself. Like I set timers for literally everything because I have so much going on in my brain all the time that I will forget to take the trash out and have to hear about it when I get home.
Do you ever forget what the timer's for?
No, I'm very in depth. I'll be like, okay, YouTube video, I need to do this at this specific time. And then I got to film videos for Tattooing 101 from this to this time. Then I will eat from 5 to I have everything planned out every single day so I could optimize every second as much as physically possible. Now with that, the people that say they don't have time, even though I have 2 YouTube channels, I teach people how to tattoo, schedule all my tattoos, draw for appointments, I still probably have 2 hours every day to where I'm BSing that I could do more things.
Yeah, don't tell me you don't have time.
Yeah.
I can find you a lot of fucking time.
Yeah, it just depends on, I would say the biggest problem that everyone has is they don't have the ability to organize correctly.
It's usually they don't want to.
And that.
They're in a group of people or they're online someplace and they just they put I wish I could. You just it's not important to you. There's something more important to you.
Yeah, if you ask anyone that is in a place to where they are making it happen. They are going by a schedule. Just like you wake up every day, you feed your animals because they rely on you for survival. You come in, get to work, then you have your podcast, all these things, and you get done around, what, 10, 11 o'clock?
Yeah, 11 o'clock typically.
And then you go on with your day, and that's every day. You keep
in the morning? No, I'm done with the animals. Typically, it's 30 minutes.
Well, then you're doing everything else that you need to do on a daily basis, yeah. So it's just coming up with that routine, figure out what works for you, and just make it happen. You know, talking realistically doesn't get you anywhere. It's just doing that will show who you are and what you can do.
Anyone see the recent if post of the magazine clipping of the HK91A2 308 for $444? So I don't know about that, Peter, but I had an HK91. It came with a bipod, 2 magazines, and like the chain cleaning kit. And I want to say it was $475 on the back of Soldier of Fortune magazine. My neighbor had bought that, and then my mom bought it for me from him for my birthday, for my 16th birthday, and I think we paid $475 for it.
Wow.
Yeah. Keep talking for a minute. I gotta pee.
Yeah, no problem.
Also, did you know you can set alarms with notes?
Yeah. Yep.
That's how I do it.
Yeah,
but I also write it down.
Yeah. I mean, we are a little bit different than, I wouldn't say normal, but like we have ADHD. It's a different kind of thing to where we have to put in the time to have everything planned out correctly. And
I just won't do it.
Yeah, we won't do it. And if something does go off that plan, it'll pretty much ruin our whole day.
Oh, yeah. And my list has to be done start to finish.
Yeah.
It can't skip from the first one to the last one.
Yeah, there's
I can't
routine.
Do the second one until later. The list is done for the day. I'm done. I don't know what's happening now. I'm just going around doing nothing.
And there's 2 sides to that. There is that negative side to where, like, if it doesn't work out, you do nothing. But we're also, like, if we say we are going to do something, like this storm, I was like, okay, I'm going to SOE. No matter what would have happened, if a Yeti pulled out in front of me, I would have tackled it to the ground barehanded and still showed up. Probably very much so messed up.
Yeah.
Because it's a Yeti. But I would have made it.
I would have made it. I do usually confine the ban. Did Boba Fett then? It's correct and hilarious. Costco sells gold and sometimes silver eagles.
See, I want to go to, where is it? Mexico. They sell those, what are they called? They're little gold coins. Or they're either gold or silver. It's a really weird name, too. I read the name and it was kind of sketchy to say out loud.
Yes. How are you?
What is it worth now? That's a good question. What is 91A2 worth now?
$3,300.
Oh, yeah?
$3,200. Last time I saw one in Las Vegas, that's what they were. It might have been a 93.
Gotcha.
But yeah, about $3,000. I don't know what current. Bob says his first 91 was $500. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Dings the shit out of some brass. We used to drive around in my friend's Datsun, had a sunroof out in the canyon, and we never should have been out there with that, but that's what we had. And we would shoot at coyotes and rabbits and shit.
Yeah.
And we'd save, we'd just scrounge up $4 to get a box of 20 Spanish 308 rounds from Big 5 Sporting Goods. So we didn't have iPro or EarPro or nothing. And I shot, hundreds and hundreds of rounds through that HK91 with
I need to shoot one. I've never shot one.
With no EarPro shooting a 308.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it'd like, ding! And then you'd just go, and you hear buzzing for hours.
Yeah.
Yep. So to the dude, Toolman Tim, recent video on buying silver, I think. Yeah, he was in Mexico. We actually talked about it on the live we did a week or so ago.
That's actually where I heard it from. Yeah, I was watching that. That's where I got it from. It just hit me.
So who asked about, I think it was Ian Sisk. You've been here, dude. You've seen how unorganized all my shit is. I really only do one thing and one thing only, so I don't really keep a schedule. I really need a handler. It's like, hey, it's time to eat. Hey, 10 minutes, you got to be doing this thing. Like that's I would have a lot more shit done. I spend a lot of time doing things that are not what I should be doing. Like I have employees to sew all the shit, but there are many times where I spend hours on the weekend sewing through that shit because it's kind of like I'll get on dudes like, well, you got time for fucking video games, you got time for TV shows. But that's me doing that bullshit. I can sit there and sew and listen to social media. On the other hand, or on, along the same line though, people are like, how do you guys know this shit that you talk about? It's because Sunday I'm listening to current events and stuff, and at the same time getting a bunch of product done that finishes up. I'll have 15, 20 orders every Monday morning ready to go because it was little shit that I sewed over the weekend typically, and I can listen and consume content. And then Monday I'm doing the same thing, but also within the SOE while everybody's here. And then Tuesday, and then Wednesday we jump on here, and I know all the current events to talk about. And if you're listening to our current events, you hear us say shit before you heard anybody say it because they're listening to it or reading through it on Monday because they're a Monday through Friday YouTuber or employer, whatever. So they're saying something, they hear it Monday, the video comes out Tuesday. We've already fucking spoke about it the week before.
Yeah.
And that's, so I do spend a lot of time doing shit that I pay other people to do. But on the other hand, they're all busy doing other shit, and this shit wouldn't have gotten done yet anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of have an excuse, I guess.
You actually brought up a good point too. So when it comes to like listening to content and all that stuff, one thing we talked about organization. Anytime that you're doing something that doesn't take your full mental effort, just like driving, you're going to be listening to music when you could be listening to an audiobook, learning about a new craft, a new thing, or just putting on a YouTube channel, talking on a specific subject. Marketing. You could literally, like, it took me 3 hours to drive here. I listened to an audiobook about ham radios just because I'm going to take a class with you won't need none of that shit. No, but
you'll understand it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hyper focusing on that, so I wanted to at least do something and listen to something that's profitable, instead of just listening to music the whole time. So there's so much time in your day if you just think about it and actually sit down and want to do it, to where
there's an online ham study guide. And if every night you get in bed, just take the test real quick. It'll take you under 5 minutes to take the test.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 batches or 2 batches, just like the DMV has. But you take the test, and when you get the answer wrong, like some of that shit you'll know.
Yeah.
But most of it you won't. But it will tell you the correct answer. So the next time you take the test, you're like, oh, I know the answer to this because it's only 1 of 3 or 1 of 4. And it'll tell you, hey, you're fucking retarded, you're nowhere near ready to take the test, or hey, you're pretty close, you've got a good chance, or hey, you're ready to take the test. If you took that test every night for 30 days, you'd be pretty close to being able to pass the test.
Yeah.
Just look it up. Free online study guide. What is that, Zen?
Write it down. Yeah.
Does that shit work?
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, it don't have to smoke or spit anything, so it's...
You saw our RFK during the congressional hearings or whatever.
He popped in a little Zinsky.
He popped one in. Yeah. And I see doctors are like, if I was diagnosed with cancer, the first thing I would do is start taking 3 milligrams twice a day of this stuff. Yeah. So you see people swearing by it. Any plans for new or different animals for the farm? I got some male sheep I need to get rid of, and I need some more females. I don't need them, but I want some more female sheep. And bees. I think bees. Right now, we had 80 degrees 2 weeks ago. It was 80 degrees, and now we're at 18 right now. So all the old timers around here are like, this is the last cold for the year. It's going to start warming up after this, so we'll see.
Let's see. I think there's 2 more questions on the other side, too.
Okay. Homestead Medical says, Brandon, talk about your nonprofit and tell us what your vision is for it. What does your affiliation with SOE mean to you? What have you gained from SOE and John?
Cool. So I'll kind of touch on the whole SOE thing. I guess it would be classified as an affiliation, but honestly, I don't come here and feel that way. Like, we're just always cool with each other. It kind of feels like family, to where I just come and it's just normal. It's not like business almost.
You can always come here, and no matter what we're doing, nobody's like, why is that motherfucker?
Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes that are like, it just kind of like throws a wrench in the operations. But you can roll straight in here to, just like him, to anything we're doing, where nobody's going to be like, why the fuck is
Yeah,
Brandon
yeah,
here?
no, for sure. So
Or
it's not.
who invited this motherfucker?
Yeah, it's not. I don't even really think about it anymore when it comes to that stuff. You know, I just come because it's always a good time. We're always productive, and that's in life. You need to be around productive people. If you're just around people all the time that don't do anything, you're not going to do anything. Like, you need to be around people that push you to do more, that are there to tell you when you are fucking up and to let you know. Like, if I came and I was just off my rocker and doing something, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, get your shit together. And that's what you need. So what have I gained? You know, I got to meet a lot of cool people, you know, being around and understanding a lot more information and a lot of cool stuff. You know, I got to shoot a flamethrower. That was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, not many people could say that. So a lot of cool things, and I'm sure that there's a lot to come. You know, we're still...
We threw you right in with Bear. I'm like, hey,
very true.
Take this dude out.
Yep. I came in and I was like, I want to go to North Carolina to help. And then that turned into me starting the next question about the nonprofit. You know, I wanted to be able to go to places without having to rely on someone else being there. So I started that out, you know, so if something happened, I could just do that and have an organization behind that to help out the people that do need it. And with, you know, all these other companies and everything, there's so many out there to where if it's not a super big disaster, you know, they're such a big organization that they go after the major disasters that need help. But I can use the resources to go out the little stuff that
a lot of those big companies or big nonprofits out there, they're making tons of fucking money off of that shit, and they're not going to show up to the little shit because there is no money to be made. Like FEMA was just writing motherfuckers checks.
Yep.
And then listening to the stories, like at SRF, we had no cameras for this. This was just a private conversation. There was about 20 dudes that got to listen to it.
I was there.
Yeah. And that's when Bear was like, do you have a fucking camera out? I'm going to fucking choke you with that camera.
Yeah,
not to us.
No.
But there's talk of like all the debris trucks coming in. They come in and have to pay the dump to dump these things. But the dump actually kicks a bunch of the money back to the company that's bringing the trucks in, and only certain trucks get to come in, and there's different pay rates. So while you have the appearance that these nonprofits are out there helping people, they're making millions and millions of dollars, and they're contracting, and then they bring in like illegal labor to run the crews. It's not their dudes. They just find dudes local on the ground. So there's a lot of gaming to a lot of that. So yeah, being able to show up on local scenes and smaller stuff for sure and make a difference for people is definitely...
That's what it's all about, and that's why, you know, I started it.
That's cool. So what do you think what are you going to do with it?
That's the main focus, you know, and the whole plan I have that I filled out for the IRS, it is literally just being able to help people as first point of contact when something happens. That is the main focus, and that is what we'll keep doing, because everyone that is a part of it right now doesn't need money from it. You know, I have Phil involved in it. He owns his tattoo studio. I taught him. I have my tattoo studio. I have so much other stuff going on. Like, it's not something that we want to profit on. We want to be able to profit to be able to help other people, and that is...
How will you fund it?
We're figuring all of that out right now. You know, obviously we got approved for it last week. We have to start up a bank account to be able to link all the stuff for donations, all of that things. But that'll be the main thing, like donations. We'll come up with events. We'll use our tattoo studios as, like, you know, come in for a flash day. All this proceeds will get donated to be able to help people and, you know, all of those things. So having businesses actually help out with that. And we're not trying to, you know, make it into a crazy big organization. That's not what our vision is. You know, we don't want to kind of get into the logistics of it being so big to where it is a hassle. I just want to be able to help the people that don't have the ability to get help because of those big organizations, what we just talked about. And
was it hard to set up a nonprofit?
It was so easy.
How do you do it?
Go on IRS website, you get your EIN, fill out the paperwork. It took me about 30 minutes. I watched a quick YouTube video on how to do it, sent it in. Worried about if I did it correctly for about 60 days, got the letter in the mail that I was approved, and that's literally
And
it.
then that's it.
That's it.
And now you can open a bank account
Yep.
and do all your shit.
Completely, untaxable. Yeah.
Interesting.
Thought it was going to be way harder, but that's what holds people back from doing anything, right? They're going to be like, oh, this is going to be way too hard. Everyone talks about it being hard.
Well, it's because they don't want to do it.
Yeah. So I just did it, and it worked.
That's cool. It's cool.
What's the a question I just saw said, looks like SOE website got an upgrade?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who said that and where is it?
Kevin Timmer?
I was just on it last week and ordered some stuff.
On the live?
Yeah.
Kevin Timmer. Kevin, expand on that. What are we talking about here?
How long have you been tattooing for?
15 years.
The Red Cross sends bills to the people that get their help. Yeah, and only 10%, less than 10% of the money that the Red Cross raises is actually put towards the people that need it. When I looked at my orders, it looks totally different. That's not anything we did.
Must be Shopify?
Yeah, it must be Shopify.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever looked at any one of my orders.
That's right. I'm in my helmet now, listening to two wise men riding. I can jam out, but I prefer to learn and listen. Hey, what's up, man? I find that you're better off knowing more things that it doesn't seem to be useful. Shopify did an bug update. Big update, I think is what he means. Tennessee Attachments quoted me $700 for a right angle binder for my Juki. Blaze, it'll be a badass edger. It won't be like anything else. I have Tennessee Attachments in the building. They're very robust. When you get it, you will understand why it costs $700. With that said, for just a typical right angle binder that's not synchronized or anything, you can get them for $35-40. Like if you're starting out, $750 will buy you another sewing machine that you could put a right angle binder on, and all you do is edging, right? So you just turn your chair. However, Tennessee Attachments, like that's the shit. Like, you're getting an attachment that is way more robust. It's going to mount. They're typically going to give you a plate also. You're not going to thread it into a plate. It's going to come with a plate that sits in there, and that's typically going to be a dedicated machine. Or they're going to have they're going to have a swing out, so it swings out of the way. It's going to be something different than anything you can buy from a sewing machine company or from eBay or Amazon. There are a ton of parts. There's a ton of sewing machine guys that'll sell you parts for 2-3 times as much for the exact same part as you can get it off Amazon or eBay, though. Battle Chemist, what's up, buddy?
What art class is a catalyst for tattooing? That's something that a lot of people get kind of stuck on, is like getting into like an art class or something like that. I was in an art major in high school, and when it comes to tattooing, all that gave me was nothing art related. It just taught me how to deal with bullies, because no one likes the art kid in high school. Went to college for art, decided college was not for me, and none of those things taught me anything to do with tattooing. Unless you're getting into like perfect color realism to where you'd possibly want to get into some like oil paintings or anything. Tattooing is a completely different art style. Spend all of that time learning how to draw for tattooing and perfecting tattooing, because it's not something you could learn without doing.
Do you still hand draw?
I don't. I use an iPad now because, when I first started 15 years ago, we had to carry all our art supplies. You needed a backpack just for your pens, paper, watercolors, all your alcohol markers, like so much stuff you'd have to bring in every day. Now I have that on my iPad. It's in my truck right now. Like, if you were like, hey, make me a t-shirt design, I could do that in 30 minutes without having to pull out anything else. So
what program do you use?
Procreate. And it's on the iPad Pro. It's the 12-inch one, so it's exactly the same size as a piece of paper. So you can just print it out. It's the same size as it's going on the skin. So
And you just use a thermal printer?
Yep.
I have a thermal printer. We have a whole tattoo studio.
Yeah.
We have in everything. Derek used to come out and, like, 20-30 years ago, seeing dudes do tattoos, they draw it out and then do it on like carbon paper and then transfer it on and shit. And now it seems like every time you see a dude, he's just fucking whipping it out on the. So to be able to do art in Procreate on the iPad, you don't necessarily have to be able to draw, right?
Not at all.
It's a completely different animal now.
Yeah, I mean, you still need to know the basics.
Do you think they cross back and forth? A dude who could do that on the iPad, can he draw?
Yes, but it doesn't go the other way around. So I learned on paper. I bought an iPad when they first started coming out. I saw all these, famous tattoo artists using them, and I was like, I'm going to do that. I tried, and I was like, this is too much for me. I'm just going to go back to I did that 3 times until my third one, I sold to my apprentice. He watched YouTube videos, got it down and doing perfect designs in like a month. And I was like, if he's doing this, I have to. Like, he's showing me up. So put in the time to learn that. So it's a completely different skill set. But if you know how to do it on an iPad, you'll be able to draw on paper. But learning to do it on an iPad, there's just so many different controls, all those things, to where there's a lot more that goes into it. But it's easy to learn.
Cool. Right on. Battle Chemist says, I've got a 2-point bungee sling on the way to add to a Remington 700 with the new Magpul Hunter stock installed. Nice, man. Thank you for the order. The bungee 2-points work great for dudes that are like chasing dogs all day, like squirrel hunting and rabbit hunters and stuff, especially older dudes. That bungee sling just takes the shock of that 5, 6, 7 pound rifle out of every step they take.
What I use it for too is because I have the 2-point on pretty much like my battle rifle setup, and I'll have it's on my SBR to where it's super tight. So when you use the bungee, it stretches out to where I could hold it up
just enough,
and it tightens it to my shoulder. So like I don't even need to use this hand if I didn't have to, and it's tucked right in. So I love it.
That's cool. Are there any tattoo schools, or is it just apprenticeship with other artists?
Yeah, so I work with Tattooing 101 to where we teach people all the time that they could get into the tattoo industry. Depending on local health regulations, if you go through the classes and stuff, some will accept it. We're getting more and more approved every single day. It's just reaching out to every single different coding and letting them know what we do to get approved for it. But yeah, I have students that went through the program and own their own shop. Phil, he's a part of the nonprofit too. He was one of my students. I became really good friends with him. He went to North Carolina with me. So yeah, there's people all over the world that are learning tattooing, in Australia. There's some people in Japan, everywhere.
But you don't just teach how to do tattoos. You teach everything about the tattoo business on Tattoo 101, right?
Yeah, correct.
I was showing a dude at the shooting pit this Monday how the 2-point bungee allowed shouldering even though it was fully cinched. He seemed interested. Right on. Thank you, man. Do you do medical tattoos?
If you're talking about for dogs and stuff, like medical, I've never heard of that, medical tattoos.
I don't know what he means, but his daughter just had a surgery done.
Okay.
Had extreme seizures. They removed a piece of her brain.
Okay.
And he was at the hospital for, I think, a month, 2 months.
So possibly covering up scarring, maybe?
I don't know. Expand on that, Paul. What do you mean by that? In Alabama, all you need is your bloodborne pathogen certification for our class.
And we have the bloodborne pathogen certification in the actual program, so you get that when you go through it.
Do you like to do most of your tattoos with a dirt floor? Do you find that
I feel more grounded, I would say. I prefer to be barefoot, for earth and nature and stuff. But
does ink hold in scar tissue?
It does. It's a different kind of technique, because scar tissue is very thin skin. Usually you want to wait about 2 to 3 years. The best thing you could do, tattoo artists aren't doctors. Talk to your, primary care doctor. Ask him how he feels about the scar. But usually when that pink kind of subsides, you're able to go over that. You just have to be super light. Really make sure that your artist understands these things, because if you try to go into the skin like you normally do, it's going to blow out, and that whole scar is going to fill up with ink. So a lot of important things. Do you tattoo with your shirt on or off? Right now, on for sure.
I thought tattoo guys tattoo with their shirts off, though.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've been known to.
Like a mastectomy tattoo, so they can feel normal. So if like the breasts have been removed, can you tattoo a breast back on to? I think that's what he's asking. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So if you're talking about like the it's like, I don't know, like tattooing like the areola on that area if they got it removed. There are people that specialize in that. It's done with a different kind of ink. It's like the medical makeup ink to where it'll kind of fade out over time. So it is different. It's kind of a different skill set per se. I'm sure it's just like color realism. It's like the same idea. I just haven't done it. I've never been asked.
Dude says he tattooed an albino once. Big, huge mistake. Do you need a different type of needle for scar tissue?
No, it's just how deep you go into the skin.
I want a zipper tattooed on my back surgery scars.
That'd be cool. I've actually done that before. A lot of
just
people
come in and we'll just sew a fucking zipper down it.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn to sew today, so I got you.
Am I imagining this? I'm seeing dudes that are like, it looks like a patch on the skin.
Yeah.
And they're like actually stitching it into the skin. Is that what I'm seeing?
No, they're doing it as a reel to get attention.
Okay.
So they're just having the yarn or like the string attached to it almost. So when they're like pretending to do it,
so they're not actually going and
no, it's a
sewing it
tattoo, but they just kind of have
There's
that
some,
there as
I've
visual.
seen some tattoos that look like real fucking patches. How long do they last where they look like that though?
With everything, skin will expand underneath the skin because it's in the second layer. So like it kind of spreads out. It never like dries up per se. It's always moving around. So probably 5 to 10 years, it'll kind of blur a little bit and it'll lose that crispness.
Albino skin puffed up like a quarter instant scarification.
Wow.
Imagine an albino midget. My mom had cancer. Sister-in-law is in chemo now. Got it.
I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor?
I'm not a doctor. I'm sorry. I should get my doctor's degree in something so I can be called doctor over. But it won't be like medical. It'll be like something crazy I could get doctor.
Yeah, but I mean, that's half of your government staff has been. None of those motherfuckers were doctors.
Yeah, true. Doctor over.
All right, guys, we're going to jump off here in just a minute. Who should win this bag? Chevy Chase, Doctor. That's right. Doctor. Dr. Inc.
Oh, I don't know.
Matt Christopher, what's up?
Me.
Who should win this bag? Come on. Got my bloodborne pathogen training in repo school.
Nice.
I need a new cuff bag for shakedowns.
Just make sure you cut up them hot dogs.
How many cuffs do you guys carry? Because you got to cuff everybody, right? Dr. Feel Good. Lewis.
That'd be Dr. Feel Bad. Tattoos hurt.
Maintaining hope. All is well there. Edgy American Moon Collective. What's up?
Kevin Timmer should win.
Not in Patreon. Next first aid kit bag, 10 sets plus leg irons. Elon should win it to be put his badass raid.
Nobody's gonna win it. I'm signing up for Patreon.
How long has 3H used SOE, and how did he discover SOE?
Yeah.
Also, how many Uncrustables do you eat per day?
Wonderful question. I've had the SOE FUPA for 3 years, Brandel?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I met John through Brandel, and I used to eat an Uncrustable every day. This is something that I really enjoyed, but I got on a more strict schedule trying to eat better.
I kept on seeing you every time we would take a break for filming, eating something.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you always eating that weird thing? And I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it doesn't even look like a sandwich.
Yeah.
No,
I'm like, is that all you eat all day? And he's like, yeah, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I've tamed myself down. I had an Uncrustable yesterday, and it unfortunately kind of kicked up the addiction again. Have one with me today. But a few. We'll say a few.
A few Uncrustables per day.
Yeah.
Do you still have the Uncrustable deployment pouch?
I do. It's still on my rig.
It's
Yeah.
on your gear?
Yeah.
Uncrustable is so nasty.
Okay, now. He's not winning.
Is 3H a reference to tritium?
No, it's not. But
The meaning can never be spoken.
yeah, we really can't talk about it.
Explain the tritium reference. I don't
know it either.
He'll tell us. It's going to be something on the periodic table or something.
Yeah, 3H was started with me, Brandel, and who else was it? Zach. We were just kind of sitting around joking and said some funny jokes, and I was like, I'm just going to make that something. So I did.
Yeah, smooth peanut butter is fucking horrible.
Ugh.
It's for chicks. It's for lonely chicks with big dogs.
I mean, crunchy for sure.
Why don't they make it crunchy Uncrustable?
I don't know.
Because there's no real anything in there. There's no fucking real peanut butter in that
True.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just joined Patreon. Calvin, right on. Ian, what's up? Late to the party, no notification. Thanks, YouTube. Brawl Dog, what's up, dude? How are you?
Yeah, I just got my notification for last night's live a couple minutes ago.
I get it like 2 hours after I'm over the live.
Yeah.
Uncrustables are huge in the wrestling community after the kids weigh in. I could see that.
Yeah. The honey ones are really good too for like an instant boost of energy. Like I know some people just take shots of honey, but like Uncrustables are cool too.
The fake shit they make cashews out of, are cashews fake?
I don't know.
You got to get the ones still in the shell, I guess. Dr. Feelgood. Motley Crue. His plane crashed into somebody else, or they were both on the tarmac, weren't they? It killed
they
one
were.
of the pilots.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
No, but his girlfriend was.
Did I watch Travis and Sean? I have not watched that. I have not. Cashew shells are venomous.
Venomous?
Well, poisonous maybe, but
Yeah,
they're
I
not
was gonna
venomous.
say venomous. That would have to bite you. Yeah. Wouldn't that be crazy? Cashews could just sink their teeth into you. There'll be a lot less people that eat them, that's for sure.
The Uncrustables were free in the hospital. Can't eat them for some time. Why the fuck would they have Uncrustables in the hospital?
I don't know, but it sounds like I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, getting my fill.
Fucking giving out poison. Like peach pits venomous. There's look up. Yeah, exactly. Are you are you in the know? Look up some of the benefits that might be out there from those pits. Does Radio Made Easy take Bitcoin? I'm sure he would.
Yeah, I'm
sure that he will.
Yeah. I would most definitely take Bitcoin or gold for tattoos any day.
And he'll take gold or Bitcoin for not tattoos also.
Yeah, I'll just take it.
Just send it. Put your Bitcoin in the mail. Just mail it to him.
Yeah. I tattoo a lot for firearms, which is cool.
My lawyers a lot for firearms.
Yeah.
All right, who do you like for a winner here?
Who's on Patreon? All of them? Heard.
I wasn't even asking him about Patreon.
Okay.
Primary Children's Hospital, they were free. I think they were donated. Oh, got it. Yeah. Bitter almonds have cyanide. Not good.
Cyanide is bad. Let's go with...
Well, I mean, all of your fucking energy drinks come from fucking cyanide. Not all of them, but many of them.
Let's go with the dude that talked about the hot dog.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. I think it was the dude that worked in
Who works in the prison?
Yeah, who works in the prison?
Cody Mays, right?
Cody Mays.
Is that Cody Mays?
Cody Mays, give me an order number, buddy.
Yep. Because that was good. I will keep that
The hot dog.
source of information with me forever.
Hot dog vagina. Kevin should get it. Kevin Timmer. DH would be a great option to win. You like the hot dog guy. Who is the hot dog? Who gave us the hot dog vagina information? Is he still here?
Nope. Kevin it is.
Kevin?
Talk too long. Sorry.
There's Cody. Can you screenshot that?
Which one is it?
Cody Mays. 230503.
Boom. Screenshotted.
Done.
Send that to Amanda. Tell her we're sending this tool bag.
Okay.
Take Timmer. Give me an order number, Timmer. Kevin Timmer. I know the bond market is breathing easy after Elon took a selfie in Fort Knox. Yeah, what happened in Fort Knox? Okay, Kevin Timmer, 230321. We'll send him something too.
Done.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We're going to go do some sew stuff. We might live that while we're in there. So look for another live here shortly.
Later, everybody.
See you guys. I got to pee.
I gotta pee.
Do they hear this if we play this?
They should, yeah.
Do they hear it?
They should.
You guys hear music right now?
It'd be really weird if I was dancing to nothing.